We are stepping into the new year, and Will Smith is dealing with something that he probably did not have on his bucket list, especially just at the top of the year, and that is going to be a civil lawsuit brought against him by one of his tour musicians. There are a multitude of accusations here. I'm going to get into everything with you, one of which is grooming. Let's get into some pop culture news for today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on breaking news. The lawsuit was levied by this man. Now, this is Mr. Brian King Joseph. He is suing not only Will Smith, but also Will Smith's company, which is going to be Trey Bell Studios Management. Now, there's a lot going on in regards to what he's accusing. So let's jump into it. He is a violinist, and let me know in the comments if you recognize him. He was also on America's Got Talent. Super, super talented. Now, he was selected as a musician as a part of the Based on a True Story 2025 tour that Will was on. He alleges, based on the complaint that he filed, which he filed this complaint on New Year's Eve. Now, he says a few things. One, he's claiming that upon return to his hotel room, which was booked for him by Will Smith's touring company, he had found that somebody was actually in his room when he was not there. Now, he is alleging that a multitude of things were left there. Inappropriate things, alcohol, a inappropriate message was handwritten there, and it was even some papers from a hospital discharge paperwork that was there that did not belong to him. According to him, the note read this: Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30. Just us. And then it has a heart that was drawn on there. Very odd for somebody to be in his room when he's not there, and then to leave all these other things in there. It's a little bit suspicious. Now, the note was signed by somebody by the name of Stone F. Now, he went on from there that he reported this situation. Not only did he report this to hotel security, he also made sure that he reported this to the tour management, but then things kind of went left because he is alleging that he was accused of lying and that he was actually blamed for the situation. And just a few days following him coming forward and explaining exactly what happened, he was fired. Now, the reason that he was told he was fired was because the tour was moving in a different direction. And that is going to be quotes. That's exactly what he was told. But then he said that later on, there was another violinist that was hired. And he is taking that as almost like proof or claims that that is going to be the justification that he wants to use to move forward, that his firing was because of something else, some sort of other reason, and not the one that was provided. Not sure if that is necessarily going to be enough to stand up in a court of law. This is a civil case, so the burden of proof is a lot lower, but we will just have to see. That person that they hired could be the other direction that the tour was heading. But the timing of it is very suspicious because it was just after he bought too late the situation that happened. But he has more to say. Now, he starts to get into some deeper accusations here, you guys. We've got that termination piece of it, but now he's also having some accusations against Mr. Will Smith directly. Now, he's saying that he was being groomed. He said that allegedly that Will Smith was grooming and priming him for further exploitation since meeting in November of 2024. Given they began spending additional time alone in the months before the tour. That framing, in my opinion, is a little bit odd because was it in preparation for the tour? Was it in rehearsals? What does additional time actually mean? Although there's no additional context that was put in there. Now, he claims at one point that Will made a comment that you and I have such a special connection and I don't have this with anyone else. That in and of itself also is not odd. It depends on the context for which that statement was made, but there's no further information that was provided. Of course, it's just allegations. There's no criminal proceedings that were filed. This is only on the civil side. Now, he goes on to say this. The sequence of events and circumstances of the hotel intrusion all point to a pattern of predatory behavior rather than an isolated incident. Now, of course, Will Smith's legal team has already spoken out. They've adamantly denied the claims, calling them false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and Will's legal team says that we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to ensure that the truth is brought to light. So overall, what are we looking at here? These accusations from a civil perspective accumulate to A, suing for retaliation. That's what Joseph is claiming. He's also suing for wrongful termination. He's also suing for intimidation and S, harassment. and he's seeking compensation for personal and financial damage. He also goes on to allege that the firing and the whole incident caused him to now suffer from major psychological damage and PTSD. Now, I did a little bit of research in regards to where this took place. The claim was filed in Los Angeles. If the termination was done in Los Angeles, Los Angeles is an at-will state, meaning employees and employers can end a business relationship at any time. They can also end the relationship with or without cause or notice. So basically, in a employment relationship, both parties can walk away at any time for any reason that they want. So I don't know if he has a leg to stand on when it comes to the termination of it all, just because there was another violinist that was added in. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. And I want to go ahead and play now what he had to say in regards to this whole thing.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk about something really important. Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was, because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that, simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work, is not okay.
So let me know in the comments, do you think he will be successful in regards to his overall suit? Will's team seems like they're going to be fighting this all the way to the end. And if the accusations are not true, I definitely hope that they do, because sometimes examples do need to be set. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.